building of News Nation, for me, starts in October of last year when we first presented the idea. So we called it Project Neutral, and the reason we called it Project Neutral was because we're so sick and tired of the polarization of news. News should not be polarizing. I approached our chairman and CEO, Perry Sook, about using the assets of our newsrooms. When Nexstar said they were buying Tribune, we were going to put together 110 newsrooms, 5,400 reporters, a bunch of helicopters, satellite trucks, and it made sense to figure out what to do next, utilizing the strengths of all those assets. About 3 or 4 weeks after that meeting, I'm sitting in my office, and Jen Lyons, who's one of the most accomplished local news directors in television, was in my office, and she said,
"Hey, you're in charge of WGN America. You know what you really should do? You should do a newscast in prime time, a national newscast that's unbiased."
I had actually planned on approaching Jen about the position anyway, and she made it real easy for me.
A couple weeks later, here I am, I'm working for WGN America because we kind of had the same thought.
We've fallen into the trap of taking a big story and everyone having an opinion on it, everyone shouting, everyone talking about issues, but not really understanding the issue.
It became inherently clear as I would watch the cable news networks to try and find out what was going on, I couldn't find out what was going on.
They kind of abandoned news a long time ago when you look at the other cable news channels.
And that's what led me to say there needs to be a national newscast because there's not enough information. It's only centered on DC and politics.
There's a lot that happens in the middle of the country, and we're going to be able to fill that void.
It's so funny because when we set out to do this project, so many people are like, how are you going to do that? And it's simple. This is what we learned in school.
You know, in my journalism class, we were trained a certain way, and that was to report facts without bias.
This is what journalism is supposed to be. And this is what local journalism, local newsrooms do right now. They're not telling people how to think. It's the cable network model that we're not going to do.
It hasn't been done in a long time, and it has not been done to this scale.